It's HPR One, All Things Considered, and I'm Dave Lawrence. Jake Shimabukuro will appear in his inaugural Jake Shimabukuro and Friends concert this Saturday in Honolulu. He sat down with HPR for another first, his debut interview and performance in HPR's Atherton Performing Arts Studio, where he talked about his Hawaii theater event.
I've always wanted to kind of have my own show and just invite some friends to come and play, and people that I admire, people that I love working with. And I think it's just really a big party for me, because a lot of times when you're traveling, when you're on the road, it's nice to kind of come home and take the show that you do on the road, do it here, but make it a little different, make it a little special, and have my family there and all that. And, who knows what'll happen with my family there. So
this is going to be, except for the guest portion of it, the same sort of show that largely you would put on the mainland that folks are getting exposed to?
Yeah, This is part of our Grand Ukulele tour. I just released a new album called Grand Ukulele.
Right.
To be able to take these pieces with a rhythm section or with a 30-piece orchestra and then adapt them, or
strip them down.
Or strip them down to just the ukulele. Cool thing about this album was it was produced and engineered by the great Alan Parsons, one of my all-time heroes. And we have an amazing cast of musicians. We have people like Kip Winger, we have Simon Phillips, Randy Tico. We got the Nashville Symphony on there. There's really a lot going on, and probably what Alan and I are most proud of with this record is everything was played live. Even when we brought in the 30-piece orchestra.
Is that an Alan thing to do the orchestra, or did you want to do that?
Alan. The cool thing was we did Over the Rainbow. And I had mentioned to him about but he had never heard that arrangement. So I was like, what? You've never heard that? I had to send it to him. But what he wanted me to do was, because he told me that, this song has been covered so many times, different versions of it. So he told me, I want us to go back to the source. And he dug up his old VCR and VHS player. He brought out Wizard of Oz. And he said, we're going to watch this from beginning to end. So we popped in there, me and Alan Parsons watching the Wizard of Oz together, in his house, and just hearing it in the context of the movie.
That's a good reference point. I like that.
It was like, after watching the movie, my phrasing of the melody and the feeling and the interpretation completely changed. I never would have thought of doing that, just
as an exercise.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes there are signposts along the way of big leaps, big milestones. So when you hear Alan Parsons, if you could sort of explain how in California, however it was, that you and he were merged.
Well, it's funny because he actually came to a couple of my shows, and the first show that he came to, I didn't even know he was there. And he did an interview a few weeks after he had attended my show, and he was talking about me on the radio.
And you hadn't met yet?
And no, we hadn't met yet. And Milan Bertosa, my dear friend, and great recording engineer, he called me up and he was like, oh my gosh, Jake, I got to send you this thing because Alan Parsons was just talking about you. So I was like, what? Alan Parsons? And so he's like, yeah, I'm going to send you this link. And so he sent it to me, and there he was. He was just raving about how he went to this ukulele concert and he saw this guy, Jake Shimabukuro, and so I couldn't believe it, but I didn't know how to get in touch with him. I was like, oh man, I don't know if I'll ever be able to meet him, but I just thought that was the coolest thing. And then I did another show in Santa Barbara, and the promoter of that show was friends of Alan. So the promoter called me and said, hey, Alan Parsons is going to come to your show. And I was like, no way. Are you serious? And he's like, yeah. And he really wants to meet you. And so I want to hook you guys up. So after sound check, I got to meet him, and he took me out to dinner. He took me out for sushi. And cause he actually loves sushi, so it wasn't just cause I'm Asian, he loves sushi too. Sure. So he took me for some sushi, and then he just casually mentioned, hey, if you're interested, I would love to produce your next record. And I nearly choked. And I was just like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? And that's how it started,
Is he coming?
Is he coming to
this thing?
Oh, no, he won't be in Hawaii.
But you say friends, I'm going to be proper and not push you on who the friends are. Obviously, you want to keep some surprise, and it will be more fun if it's a surprise.
Yeah,
I was hoping, because you've got this device and you're such a monster with it. That
I would love to play a song. Here. Actually, yeah.
Jake Shimabukuro, his first time ever playing in HPR's Atherton Performing Arts Studio. Right now. Grand Ukulele is the record. First annual Jake Shimabukuro and Friends show, Saturday, Hawaii Theater. Did you have fun?
It was great, man. Yeah. I always love hanging out and talking with you, man.
And I appreciate it too, dude. We'll have you back in here. Maybe we'll do some more stuff.
Acoustics in here are wonderful.
Meet your high standards.
Oh, man. I mean, I would love to just do a totally acoustic, unplugged concert in here. That'd be great.
Well, I'm going to hold you to that. Maybe
yeah, all right. Sounds good.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank you. It's an honor. Thank you, Dave.